Hey guys, so once again, I hate being the bearer of bad tidings, but for all, especially you older people who I know watch me, Tony Bennett died. Yes, Tony Bennett, the Tony Bennett died. Uh, there's been no reason given. Maybe it's the fact that he was 96. But also it was kind of said in 2021 that he was diagnosed with Alzheimer's like 2016. So it must have possibly got really bad. But Tony Bennett, this is what happened. He left his heart in San Francisco and had this amazing career that spanned it over what 70 years. It's insane. This is like one of those guys where you can only hope to accomplish what this man has. Served in the military, uh, 7 decade long music career. I mean, we could. I say this with a lot of them because it's true. We could live 7 lifetimes and still not accomplish what these people, these amazing people have. And I'm saying amazing because like the older ones, um, especially and some of the younger ones, not all of them are bad, but all the greats are dying, and now we're just gonna be left with these entitled, selfish, uh, think they know it all celebrities and music artists and telling us to live one way, but then they're doing the exact opposite of what they say and stuff like that. But Tony Bennett, oh my God, um, don't care, go down. 60 years, Lady Gaga. He's done a lot of stuff with Lady Gaga. Um, does it go into like his Ms. Bennett died July 21st at his home in Manhattan at 96. Said his publicist, no specific cause was noted. He and his family revealed in 2021 they had Alzheimer's. Okay, so it was 2021 that was revealed. I think they said that he's had it since like 2016 or something like that. Um, not very many singers, much less musicians, have achieved that kind of durability. Yeah, Tony Bennett was interesting because he never changed. He kind of stayed with the whole like jazzy style music while, he was doing his thing. And back in the day, it was fine. Suddenly people are not really into that type of music, so it's just kind of, up and down. And while everything else was changing, he stayed true to himself. And I think that's what draws a lot of attention to him and so much admiration because he didn't feel the need to change with the times. He knew that there would always be some kind of audience for the classic, jazzy style music. And it's true. I mean, 70 years. So he was right to stick to his guns and continue because, he's going through all these different decades and, music was changing. Some people didn't like that really slow jazz or, kind of an upbeat. People wanted like the rock or like psychedelic, and music was just changing. And sure, people were telling him, "Hey, Tony, come on, you gotta keep up with the times here." And he was like, "Nope, nope, not doing it. I have my style and I enjoy doing it. I'm sticking to it." So I mean, kudos to the man to sticking to his guns for all those years. And um he's got a jazz musician's phrasing and sense of timing, as well as a feeling for spontaneity. These are classic, timeless aesthetic values that he personifies. Yeah. Um, when was that? 1976. Wow, that's crazy. Uh, years old. His musical catalog was balanced between saturating pop tunes and more challenging material, which he often performed with leading jazz musicians. He perfected a style that changed little throughout the years, He sang ballads with a warm intimacy, bounced throughout fast-tempo tunes with swinging gusto, and often finished songs with a full-throated operatic ending. Yeah. 1961, just as rock and roll was about to eclipse the traditional pop favored by Mr. Bennett, his pianist Ralph Sharon suggested that he try out a new tune for a tour for the to the West Coast. Um, Mr. Bennett recorded "I Left My Heart in San Francisco" by the little-known songwriter team of Douglas Cross and George Corey in a single take. Oh wow! In 1962, and it was released as the B-side of the single "Once Upon a Time." Even though it did not reach number one, San Francisco became one of the best-selling records of 1962 and stayed on the charts for almost 3 years. Jesus. It earned Mr. Bennett his first Grammy Awards for Record of the Year and Best Male Solo Vocal Performance. He's a good-looking guy. This was 1951. San Francisco premiered episode on the premiere episode of Johnny Carson's Tonight Show. Wow. Jesus. Um. For my money, Tony Bennett is the best singer in the business. Sinatra told Life. Yeah, he was really good friends with Frank Sinatra. At the height of the Total Life magazine, at the height of Mr. Bennett's initial fame, he excites me when I watch him. He moves me. He's the singer who gets across what the composer has in his mind. And this is Frank Sinatra saying this. I mean, remember, you think of like Frank Sinatra, he has very much like a not like a flat out mob boss kind of thing going on, but he is the chairman. um, so you see Frank Sinatra, and you see him as like a man's man. Very what people would consider now toxic masculinity. But for him to say things like, it excites me when I watch him, he moves me. Of course, not only was Frank Sinatra a friend of his, but he was also, a musical artist as well. So, for him to be a friend with someone who understood music and was able to move Frank to the point, yeah, to that point. Um, so, um, From 1962 to 1966, Mr. Bennett released 15 albums. Jesus. He was also featured on television shows and had a command performance from the British royal family. But as rock and roll swept over popular culture in the 1960s, Mr. Bennett came to be seen as a has-been. Um, so yeah, that's when they're basically saying, "Hey, you need to try to do something different." Singing in 1960. Uh, Said he would do anything except compromise his musical integrity. Good man. Um, he recalled the final phone conversation he had with Evans, the jazz pianist. Just think truth. Just think truth and beauty. Evans told him. Forget about everything else. Just concentrate on truth and beauty. That's all. So, yeah, Ray Charles. Yeah, this guy was like friends with everyone. Yeah, he was friends with Lady Gaga, and just so many people love this man. Um, Army experience. Anthony Dominic Benedetto was born August 3rd, 1926 in Queens. Um, uh, Listening closely to Sinatra, Bing Crosby in his teens before serving the Army infantry during World War II. He was 18 when he fought in the Battle of the Bulge and helped liberate a concentration camp at Landsberg, Germany. Like this man, I mean, this man right here, again, we could live several lifetimes and not accomplish what this man has. And it's a really sad loss because again, it's one of those older performers, one of the greats, and we just keep losing all these greats, and we get stuck with the younger, snottier, entitled, I think I know everything when I don't lot, and but you know, thoughts and condolences to the family and friends. I know there's a lot of people who are 50 and older who watch me. So, what are your earliest memories of Mr. Bennett? Um, and if you lived in California at some point, did he make you leave your heart in San Francisco? Uh, anyway, let me know below. But yeah, it's a loss. You know, military man, served his country, stuck to his guns when it came to his music career, friends with such a variety of people. You know, and we saw Lady Gaga, and he just had so many friends and so many forms of music. He was just a classy guy, kind, you know, open-hearted, and it's a loss, it really is. And you know, we hope that the younger people who are in this industry can look at him and kind of learn something. But that's wishful thinking. Anyway, that's gonna do it for me. You guys know the drill. I'll see you guys later. Bye, guys.